Okay, so this...
Can I just say though?
I was
as
about
well?
to intro the show, but go ahead, Donal. We'll tell you about that in a minute. Jerry.
We were just talking about influence of children and everything else. Our mother, who is
Fran.
91.
91 in April.
So, is on Facebook, spends an awful lot of time on social media. And I was making dinner and she was up in her house a few years ago. I think that was, I probably made dinner about twice in the last 10 years.
Yeah.
But as I was making dinner, she was telling me that she said, we need to stop all these immigrants coming in. And she said, I've seen that there is, a faction of Muslims that are going to take over the East, and they're going to come and take over Rome and the Vatican. And we need to protect ourselves against them. So we have to stop foreigners coming in. I was looking at her going, okay, right, we definitely should turn off your Facebook. Yeah. But I said to her, you do realize that in your family, everybody has married a foreigner.
Yeah.
So I said, all of your grandchildren are foreign.
Yeah.
Right?
And we've Muslims in the family.
We've Muslims in our family. Yeah. And she was like, it was like a moment of sobriety. It was like cold water in your face. And she was like, oh yeah. Well, excluding our...
ours are okay.
Ours are okay.
They're okay.
Well, that just goes back to what Colm said just before we start the show about tribes. We will let somebody into our tribe as long as we accept them, no matter what their colour of their skin is or who. As soon as we realise, oh, they're part of my tribe, that's okay. You can be in.
Look how we embraced the Ukrainians. Do you know what I mean? We basically brought them in as our sisters and our brothers, and then we had poor people who were savaged coming across deserts from Somalia and Afghanistan and whatever, and they had to no back in the queue. You're not white. Because this is a war. We need to be more careful. Oh yeah, it's because they're white, Ukrainian. Come on in. I mean,
I think I said that on radio.
Yeah.
I think I said something and I got eaten alive, but it was true. I think I said about Gaza. Let's be honest here. It's because they're tanned, and it's like there's less urgency to.
Maybe we're just jealous.
The Ukrainians are white. Sorry. This is really interesting. Again, I'm going to go back to my Holly.
I can't believe I'm working here and I'm
Status.
Protestant. This is a shock to me.
There was quite a number of. There's quite a number of black Ukrainians came in because Ukraine is quite a
multicultural. Yes.
Ukraine.
Ukrainians.
Oh, I think you said Ukraine. Yeah, something just turned off there, Terry.
No, it's me turning my
black
camera on.
Ukrainians who came across looking for refugee status in Ireland found it almost impossible.
Yeah, I mean, I think. Look,
I agree.
Can we not just intro the show now?
Same parents, different timelines, and united by chaos. Strap on, strap in, for the not-so-Christian brothers.
Not so Christian brothers. And this is the after show on a Sunday. I'm Colm Hayes.
I'm Justin Caffrey. I'm the Christian brother, and he's the not so
Christian
and
brother.
Bex and Terry get involved
Terry's
in the
always
after
there.
show.
Bex is producing. And are we going to go back on? Did you want to unpack some of the stuff we talked about Thursday?
I wanted to probe, but I think we did a lot of probing. I do think
probing there.
We're going to all have our placards up later. Look, it's back to that old adage of Irish were let into New York at a time when we absolutely in the famine needed to get out here, and we built a city. I mean, a lot of the time we were drinking, but we were building cities, right?
Yeah.
And London. And we
were treated like dirt and rats and literally
we just
lived in
had a song saying
slums
no
and
Irish,
dirt.
no dogs.
No Irish, no dogs.
Yeah, and then
No
we
blacks,
sold
no
our
Irish,
children
no
so we
dogs.
could pay bills.
Yeah.
Terry, don't get so passionate about it.
There's actually no blacks, no dogs, no Irish.
Yeah.
Like if they were stuck, they'd bring in a dog or a black guy. But no, Paddy, Donald Trump was not getting in.
Donald was kept outside.
I went to London in 1993, and one of my first events that I went to was a black tie event at the.
We need to stop saying the word black. Can we just stop saying the word black?
When you said black tie.
I was like,
Yeah, go on.
No, a black tie.
Event,
and I was meeting these accountants, and they looked at me, and I was saying something, and one of them actually looked down his nose at me, and he said, "Well, Paddy, how did you get here?"
Oh God!
And I literally kind of froze because I thought, should I punch you in the nose right now or respond or what am I supposed to do? And it was actually like a freeze moment. I can still remember it very clearly. Now, generally thereafter, I never felt there was any racial comments directed to me, but there was unquestionably large amounts of banter. And I do think that banter is now being outlawed. And the more we outlaw kind of taking the piss and being able to chat about who we are and chat back and have that kind of Irish, Scottish, English, Welsh piss taking, this cancel culture thing is just proliferating. I watch
the woke PC, like everything means that we go extreme on it, right? So if we can't slag Paddies and like, you know, we slag the Brits, let's be honest, even like Get Your Brits Out is such an excellent song by Kneecap. Like, it's such a beautiful song. How we are and open and exposing ourselves, when we start to dull everything down, you're going to have this extreme reaction over
and exactly,
here.
Kneecap's a great example, right? Like, there's so many young people who love Kneecap, right? And my son listens to it, and I love their music, right? I think their music's fantastic. Those guys aren't woke. Those guys aren't, worried about being offended. I go back to what I always say, as I do like Musk's comments. There's lots of things I don't like about him, but, you know, anybody who gets offended by words has not been punched in the nose, right? If you grow up in an environment where you have to be rough and tumble and you take shit every day and you fight and scrap to get through, you should not get offended by people's words.
But I also think there's a sort of a double standard as such. I think if you're down the pub with the lads, or if you're in a studio and you're not recording, or if we're talking when like we were away, we're still slagging. Let's be honest, we're still slagging off people, places, religions, races. But as soon as you think something's going to go into the, you know, the outside world, that other people are going to view it that don't understand you, you temper your language. And that's sometimes not a bad thing if we go back to maybe the way the language was in the 70s. Let's say the way sitcoms were or stuff like that, where it was very racist and very hateful. I don't agree that language should be racist or hateful, regardless of how you're slagging somebody. But I do think there should be slagging.
I don't believe that we should be saying things that are racist or hateful, right? But I do believe fundamentally, and I know we disagree on this point, that trying to inhibit people's ability to speak, you know, trying to taper what people can say on X is just the wrong approach. Well, I think, you know, we can't legislate at a governmental level in each state to deal with X. I think what you have to do is say, okay, everybody says what they have to say, and we just have to let live.
I think that was about grok, though, and dressing women and putting them in, like...
Oh, well, that's a different thing, okay? But I'm saying, I do think that in terms of that, because that is something that can be legislated against in countries, right?
But people having their say, let them
getting into free speech prohibitation is so dangerous, because then you facilitate the right when they get in, and they will shut the left down like that.
No, but regardless of the left or the right or whatever, if that free speech is directed as being hateful and inciting violence towards another race, are you happy with that being allowed on Twitter?
I am, because when the shoe is on the other foot and there is a dictatorial power in place, and we have created the precedent for them to suppress how people speak, that's when we'll regret it.
I'm not saying it's right. Got into place.
I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying that if you try and suppress free speech now, whether you disagree with it or not, you pay the price later on.
The dictatorial powers got into place because they allowed hate speech actually grow and grow and grow within states. Go back to Hitler, go back to what we're hearing with Trump. Yes, it's great for have free speech, but there has to be a point when it's inciting hatred and violence towards others. We have to be morally conscious that this is going to have a negative effect, and that's how dictators get in, by using that hateful language. So I disagree. That's not how they don't get in. I think that's how they get in.
It's impossible to police, you know. You
can't with a gun.
And I think, I think you try and do this across X. You try and do it on platforms. The world is changing at breakneck pace, and we need to be stronger, more resilient humans to survive in it. And I think, you know, welcome to the after show.
I agree. I was only listening to Alan Watts on YouTube before, on how anger is not the form of anyone else. That we. Just because somebody says something does not mean it's the truth, and that we have to take it on board. And we decide to choose to bring that on board, and then we use it against the others and tell them that they have made it their fault, that I'm angry. And then we cause it that everybody else is controlling my life outside of me, and I can do nothing about it. Or you could just not take it on.
It's choices, right? It's about like if Colm comes at me with something and I'm like, well, I don't actually, I know myself enough to not agree with that. It's the same thing about someone's opinion. Like we can't censor everyone. Let them at it, and then don't take it.
I think if we don't call out people for hateful speeches,
There you
and
go,
speeches
we can
that
call them
are
out.
inciting violence.
That's
in
what free
respect
speech
that-
is about.
No, but I mean, there has to be a stage where we just go. You can't constantly go to the podium and say, "Let's shoot Syrians." Let's.
I want to do a health and well-being check-in. Let's do it. You
Yeah,
guys ready?
Go on, anyway. We'll always disagree with that, but I think there's loads.
This is so spicy that it's a part 2.
Yeah,
I do think that we need to get into. I think we need to deep dive. You can't just casually say that kind of stuff, and then we're not getting into like shooting Syrians. Or we need to get into that.
You casually can't
No, but
say
you-
shoot Syrians.
you just casually threw it out.
Absolutely right.
can't.
You can't.
We need to get into ICE. We need to get into Donald Trump and what he's going to do here. Jokes aside, we need to get into the weeds, but we can't do it in like a 5-second format. And I really want to talk about our health and well-being because I'm a narcissist and I want to hit that.
Yeah.
So how are we all getting on? Terry, do you want to start? It's 2026. Did you have any health and well-being
Resolutions.
Not even a resolution, like movement.
So you had a movement. Was it solid?
It was a solid one this morning.
Good
It
lad,
was a
yeah.
good
I
movement
feel like
this
you're
morning.
doing a little hair look. Is this part of
Yeah.
your...
No, I had a shave this morning.
On
And,
your
and
head?
did a 20-minute plank.
Oh, wow.
that's about it.
That's
Oh,
impressive.
sorry, I thought that was about your movements.
Colm,
It was
that is sick.
it was a bit of both, Colm. It was a bit
That
of
is
both.
sick. That's amazing. A 20-minute plank.
Yeah.
Your
Well,
core must
20
be very
minutes.
20
good.
minutes.
Yeah.
What do you
Is your
do
core
for the 20
good?
minutes?
I watched football.
On the plank?
No, I just laid my phone underneath me and I
great.
watched the highlights of the under-21s
Do you feel
United
good
match last
after
night.
it?
Oh yeah, I'm in bits. So yesterday was push-ups and exercise and so
Jeez,
forth. And
20-minute
then,
plank,
Then the
I
next
have to
day
say,
is then a
is
plank. Just 20-minute plank. It's the easiest
That's
way to just do
amazing.
nothing.
No, 20
It
minutes
is really good. And you can also
amazing.
do like a bit of movement when you're planking as well. Like you can kind of go elbows and knees
Yeah.
and hands and move up and, keep a bit of upper body movement
I
whilst
tend to
holding the
use it
plank.
to drop down when I'm getting tired on the straight arm. I drop to my
Yeah.
elbows. And
See, I'm-
Twenty
that
minutes.
that
I'm a
movement
north
helps.
side, and when somebody says you can do a lot of stuff when you're planking it,
My health goals this year are to give up sugar.
Mm-hmm.
I've done reasonably well. I think
you're
I've
very
had
sour poos.
one day where I've offended, and my poo looks all the
Okay.
better.
Oh, no.
I might give my health update next week because I can't follow that.
No,
I can't
nobody
pass
can.
that. I can't.
You can pass it, and you can even pass it twice a day.
I'm going to give you my health update next week. But the fact that Not So Christian Brothers can go from Jim O'Callaghan to Syrians to poo is bloody brilliant.
Just shows we're full of shit.
Just
Hey!
catch you Thursday.
Like, subscribe. It's the middle camera here, isn't it? Like,
Subscribe, follow.
and tell everybody about it. And
And if
thanks.
you want to check out the size, shape, or structure of your poo, check out the Bristol, as in the town, poo test.
Or rob Justin's phone from Greystones Marine on a Sunday and you can see his poo.
Maybe that's the next promo you should do.
My poo.
Yeah.
Live from my bathroom.
Will
Okay.
they sponsor us?
Thanks. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Thank you for watching, for listening. Keep subscribing. Thank you.